my mental health was not in a good place. I started getting depression because I wasn't living anymore. I was working.
Yeah.
The whole American narrative of
Work hard, hustle hard, make money, get rich. Hi, this is Jan, and welcome to another episode of the Black Sheep Society, where we don't fit in, so we build what fits to us. And today I'm speaking to a good friend of mine, Quike, to my left. Quike
Hello.
and we know each other now, I would say, almost for 3 years.
Yes.
And just a quick thing about, a quick intro about Quike before I hand over to you. But Quike is Mexican. You are from Mexico, but you end up living in the United States for quite some time.
Correct.
You've been a consultant, you were in consultancy, etc. Ended up choosing to move to Bali. You are a massive fitness enthusiast, I would say. You actually are running 2 podcasts. So happy to hear also about the 2 podcasts. One is in English, one is in Spanish.
Yes.
Where you cover topics like dating, life in Bali, etc. So would love to hear about this kind of angle from your side. But before I hand over to you in the intro, I know we were just trying to figure out how did we meet each other. Do you remember the first time that we met? Because I only remember that you were once on stage at a comedy event, and it was a dating comedy event where it was kind of like getting hooked up with other girls, and you volunteered to be basically to get connected with women.
It was a blind dating show.
It was a blind dating show.
So I was put on stage with a blindfold.
Yes.
That I was matched up by the comedian with a girl.
Right.
And we were supposed to ask each other questions.
Yeah.
So our blind dates, we had an audience of 100 people.
Yeah.
So in my lifelong dream of being a comedian,
Yes.
I signed up because I'm like, this is it. I get to be funny. I have an audience.
Yeah.
So I didn't go with the intention to have a first date. I just went to make people laugh.
Yeah.
And so it was an awesome experience.
Yeah.
I actually did match with the girl, and we did go on a couple of dates.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, it was fun.
Super nice. So that's wow. That's a good side note. That's how we met for the first time, and that was roughly about 3 years ago. And when I was fairly new to Bali, and I think at that time you were also fairly new to Bali.
Yeah.
And help me, just give me a quick intro about yourself. Like I said, I was trying to cover a bit of the topics, but tell me, who are you and what brought you to Bali?
Yeah. My name is Quike Ronaldo. I was born and raised in Mexico.
Yeah.
I did university in the US, and I'm happy to expand and talk a little bit about my experience, how I fit in, how I didn't.
Yeah.
And then about 3 years ago, I just made the moved to Bali, been here for 3 years, and I'm the happiest I've ever been. So,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow, that's insane. And, that journey, I'm super excited to deep dive now in this podcast today is, you coming and you had mentioned not fitting in, and then now to the happiest you've ever been. So help me a little bit about, let's go back and let's quickly cover this topic about not fitting in, because as you know, this is the Black Sheep Society podcast, and I've openly shared also with the audience that I personally felt like I didn't fit in when I was young, and I kind of had almost like an identity crisis for quite some time until I found home, in a sense, and that was me finally when I actually left the country. That's when I for the first time found home. So help me understand a bit of your background. Being in Mexico, growing up there, and then coming to the States. Where was your black sheep moment in that context? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I was born in Mexico, grew up in Mexico, and my whole childhood was there, and I had a great childhood. I was very happy. I was very lucky.
Yeah.
Like, I've reflected a lot about my life, and I compared with my brother.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I was always the best football player everywhere I went. So in Mexico, which is a football-based country, then I was always the most popular kid. And I made friends very, very easily.
Yeah.
Whereas my younger brother, he didn't play football.
Yeah.
And he had a very hard time making friends. So in Mexico, he was more of the black sheep. And for me, life was easy.
Right.
And then when I was 16, my parents moved to the US. And I didn't want to move.
Yeah.
I wanted to stay in Mexico. I was happy. My friends were there. I was playing football at a very high level with the hopes of becoming professional. And I was happy.
Yeah.
So then suddenly at age 16, teenager, very tough age, I'm in a new country.
Yeah.
It's a complete different dimension, different language.
Yeah.
Suddenly I cannot communicate.
Yeah.
I understand and I knew some English, but I didn't dominate the English, and it was very hard to communicate. The food is different. People are different. Just your whole interactions, everything is drastically different. It's a new world. And football is with your hands.
Yeah,
It's
not that.
it's not the real
type of
football.
Yes.
And so suddenly I went from a reality where I could go to a camp, or when I got kicked out of school, I went to a new school, and after soccer class or football class, then I was again the most popular kid in school. Not that I wanted to be popular, but it's always nice to feel welcome and to make friends.
Right.
And that's when I noticed my football privilege.
Yeah.
Athletic privilege, I don't know what you
Yeah.
can call it, even though football's more skill and talent than athleticism.
Yeah.
And then suddenly in the US, no one, and I mean no one, cares if you're good at football.
Yeah.
At least not the...
Yeah. I feel you. I get it.
So my first year in the US was very, very tough. I did not feel like I belonged. I mean, I did not belong. I asked my parents to let me go back to Mexico probably every day, and I wasn't happy. And then by my second year, I was much more in control. My English was better. I was dating an American girl, which helped with my English, and I found my tribe.
Yeah.
And I adapted, right? It was like sink or swim. And I had my friends. I was coping and I was doing well. I had a good second year of high school, but still, I was able to blend in and adapt. I did not belong. I was still an outsider, but I was able to blend in and use my exotic and different ways of life and thinking to integrate to the society. But Americans, they're very proud of their country and they love their country, and they see Mexicans as invading their country. So I always felt like an outcast, an outsider, and often people would treat me like, "Why are you here?" and like, "You live here." So there was a few occasions where I had to tell my brother, "Speak English to me right now, because people are going to treat us differently, or I don't know how people are going to react if they hear us speak our mother tongue, our native language."
Wow.
So it wasn't that I was scared for my life, but you just feel uncomfortable to even be yourself.
Yeah.
And those were tough moments. So then my third year, I was going to go to university, and I devised this plan. I'm like, okay, I will go to an American university. I will get an American education with an American degree, and when I finish, I'll be an independent adult. I will move to Mexico, and with the American degree, I will get a high-paying, great job, and I'll be in Mexico. Perfect. Set.
Right.
So I went to a very good university in Austin, Texas. So then I moved within Texas from Houston to Austin, only 3 hours away. But the difference was drastic. In Austin, I felt at home. In Austin, it was young people. I felt accepted. I belonged.
Yeah.
So I went from an outsider, an outcast, to like now, I still felt like an outsider, but people embraced it, and people loved the international component, and they welcomed me, and they treated me like one of them, and they loved the fact that I was different.
Yeah.
So that was a beautiful feeling. So then there I was, loving Austin, loving life, great experience, feeling like I fit in, even though I feel like I'm a black sheep, but I feel like I fit in. Yeah. And then the time comes, 4 years fly by.
Yeah.
had a great time. Now it's time. My whole plan, I was gonna go to
Ready
Mexico.
to go to Mexico.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you very quickly realize the jobs in Mexico and the salaries in the US, it's like 4 or 5 times as much.
Yes.
And I graduated with honors, the
Yeah.
highest of not the highest of my class, but the highest honors and, top student,
Yeah.
double degree, very involved. And the job offers I was getting in the US, in Austin, a place I loved, did not compare to the jobs in Mexico.
Yeah.
So,
So you
when I got to the crossroads,
Yes.
I chose to stay.
In the States, yeah.
But
Okay.
but it was interesting because those years are fundamental in your development.
Yeah.
And when I would visit Mexico, suddenly I also felt a little bit of like an outsider.
Yeah.
So then you're like, I'm not from here nor there.
Yeah.
And something I was telling you that I found interesting, that when I first moved to the US in Houston, Texas, there's a very big Mexican American community.
Right.
But they have this image of what Mexicans are supposed to be like. And I do not fit in that.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was trying to find my people, I would speak Spanish. And I'm like, where do I belong in this place?
Yeah.
Just to give you an idea, I went to like a small private school in Mexico my whole class was 40 students. And then I was put into a public high school with one class of 600. And then it was 4 grades all in one class. And I was the youngest.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. Like I was lost in a sea. And anyway, so in Houston, the Mexican Americans, they didn't accept me. They're like, oh, you're too white. Like, oh, you're a white boy. Like, no, you're more like American.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even speak that much English. I'm like, no, pero soy mexicano. And they're like, nah, you're not Mexican.
Yeah.
And then I talked to Americans, and then of course I can't communicate as well, and like very.
Like, no, you're Mexican.
Yeah. Where are you from? Mexico. Oh, and they like almost like turn around, So I was like, oh my God, like I'm not one or the other.
Yeah.
So then obviously you feel rejected on both ends, and you're like, where do I belong?
Yeah.
So then I had a little bit of that when I finally went back to Mexico. Once I was graduated, I went to see my friends. I went to see my family after, at that point, 6 years. I hadn't been back to Mexico.
Yeah.
So a lot had changed. And, the topics, the things you talk about at the time, I went back to Mexico and I'm talking about crypto. I was making a lot of money with crypto.
Right.
And I'm trying to explain that to my friends. I learned that in English.
Yes.
I'm trying to explain to my friends in Spanish. I don't know how to say crypto or investments or
Yes.
ROI or business terms. I went to business school in English.
Yeah.
And suddenly with my Mexican friends, I'm speaking Spanglish.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, you're like a little American boy now. And I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Yes.
So, but yeah, it was interesting. But I try to always see it as I don't entirely belong in Mexico anymore.
Yeah.
And I'm an outsider in Austin, but I like to belong in both. I'm a little bit of both, and I'm just who I am, and I love it.
I totally resonate with that because, in a sense, I say right now, by now I have 4 characters.
Yeah.
So I'm a little bit of my Chinese background. When I stayed and lived in China, I'm a little bit German, obviously, of my German background. My American, because I lived in the States, and now Indonesia. So now I'm a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
But also not completely one.
Exactly.
And that makes us this dilemma of not knowing how you fit right in.
Yeah. But that's magical, and that makes you more unique.
I agree, and that's why, I think this is a good also layover to the next topic where I would love to learn so you were there, you didn't feel like you fit in, but you got your degree. Walk us through then your journey to Bali. How did the decision come? When did you decide? Was there like a key spark moment where you were like, okay, I'm done, I'm moving to Bali? So walk us through this.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So shortly after I graduated university, I got a job, started saving money, And something I wanted to do my whole life was to travel and get to know the world.
What was your job back then when you were?
I was doing data analytics.
Data analytics, okay,
Yeah.
got it, yes.
So I set out my goal to travel the world. Not finally I can afford it. Because growing up, we were able to travel within Mexico, but not very much international.
Yeah.
Not to say my childhood was great, right? And I was happy even if we couldn't travel.
Yeah.
And anyway, so I'm like, okay, now I want to travel the world. I want to go to Europe because I've been watching European football my whole life and watching the stadiums that I thought were like sacred.
Yeah.
So first trip, I want to go to Europe, and I loved it. So then I go back, and I think that was the very first taste that I got of real freedom. When I was in Europe backpacking, I had no agenda. For the first time, because university, oh my God, like I was a top student. So I was like going from meeting to meet up to this, to that, to that. My schedule was full. And then at my job, like it was the same thing. I was working well more than 9 to 5. So then I finally took some time off that I hadn't had in probably my whole life. And then, the only thing I had to do was explore, indulge, and connect with people, connect with the city. And it was beautiful. And Italian is a lot like Spanish, so I was able to communicate, and it was fantastic. So then I go back, and I'm like, I need to see more. So I set out a goal to travel to 30 countries before I turn 30. So that was my goal.
Nice.
So it was a very interesting, because I was traveling probably every 2 months. I would go for like 2 weeks, which was amazing that my job allowed me to do that. Very rare in the US. But eventually, I'm a very goal-oriented person. So I focused on my goal, and at the time, it was to hit 30 countries. So every time was new country, new country, new country, new country, until I got to Bali. When I got to Bali, that was a whole different experience. I fell in love with the island almost immediately. The people, the spirituality, the wellness, the peace. People here had so much peace, and time was slow, and man, I was like, I need more of that. So as much as I'm a extremely goal-oriented person, and I generally don't make exceptions, Bali was my one exception. So I came back every year to Bali.
Wow.
Because I loved it, and I knew I wanted to live there one day. So then I didn't get to my 30 countries because COVID happened. It's a whole story within itself. But then COVID happens. The world shuts down. I can no longer travel. So I started my own company. So for about 2 years, I am all into my company, working from the second I wake up until the second I go to bed, just working, dreaming about work. And I started suffering in many ways. Mentally, my mental health was not in a good place. I started getting depression because I wasn't living anymore. I was working. The whole American narrative of
work hard, hustle hard, make money, get rich, all this stuff. I feel you. I've had the same, living corporate, etc. So I totally get it.
And once it's your reality and you're deep in it, like that just becomes your reality. So without even noticing, I became that, and my life was work, and I was unfulfilled, and I felt like emotionally I was in the gutter, spiritually I was in the gutter. I didn't have time to do anything. I didn't have time to work out. So physically, I was also like in the gutter. So like all of the things that I value, my mental, physical, spiritual, and emotional health, all in the gutter. Professionally and financially, great. But that's not what life is about.
Sacrifice, right?
Yeah. So then, because of that, I said, you know what? This is not living. I noticed I'm not living. I didn't come to this world to work. Right now, my life is work, and that's not what I want. So I sold my company. I sold everything, moved to Bali, and now I'm here. And then when I got here, so obviously a very drastic decision. you might even call it like a crisis, and I was definitely in a crisis mode. So when I first got to Bali, I was not the happy, cheerful person that I am today. I was broken, and I knew I was broken. So I came to Bali with the intention to find myself.
Right.
Excuse me, to work on myself, and that's what I did from day one.
Yeah.
And it's been a long journey. It's a never-ending journey.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm the happy, cheerful person I am today, and loving life and loving myself, loving me, which was very difficult, a lot of work.
Yeah.
And
That's insane. I really resonate with that, because I also personally was going through a pretty large phase of, let's say, inner battle and struggle. I was working and I was sharing with the viewers that I was working hardcore the corporate chain. I was working, the 9 to 5, but it was not 9 to 5. So I was completely exhausted, almost burned out, and really struggling with finding happiness, and in a sense also needing to go on a very long journey to understand what really makes you happy, Jan. And I realized that I was just following societal norms.
Yes.
So all I was doing, work, get a good degree, graduate with honors, then go hit a top corporate, make lots of money, work like crazy. This was all just societal norms that I was trying to fit in, and not really listening to what I want and what makes me happy. So I really resonate with this, and I really appreciate you sharing that also for everyone as an inspiration. Now you making it, now you being here, and you say you are happier than you ever were before. And walk us through this journey. How did you find? So you said you were broken. What changed? So you said you came to Bali. Obviously, you said before your fitness was off, your mental health was off, etc., etc. Walk us through this transformation of broken Kike arriving in Bali to happy Kike now.
Yeah. I think the first step is self-awareness. So I think something that is key and instrumental is spending some time alone. Meditate, really reflect and think who you are, what makes you happy, what do you want out of life. And time alone is magical, man. Like, so many people are never alone. And they think they're alone. They're alone because there's not another human in the room, but they're just scrolling on their phone. They're just watching TV. That doesn't count. You're essentially distracted. Your brain is glued on something else.
You're not mindful in a sense and giving yourself presence.
Exactly.
Right?
So spend time just to yourself. Journal, like, connect with yourself, and that makes a huge difference. And I think Bali for me was the place where I was able to find that. Bali is a place that has a lot of workshops, a lot of events, and really the people here are very conscious about their well-being in many senses, spiritual, physical. So just, I set the goal. This is what I want to do. And I was meditating X number of times a day or a week, going to yoga and doing all the spiritual, physical, and emotional activities that were going to fulfill what I wanted. But I had to design it. So funny enough, I was talking to some family members, and they told me, Kike, you, for 3 years, you've done countless workshops, exercises, meditations. You should put them all together to help people. So I was asked to do this a few months ago. So I've been putting all the activities, exercises, workshops, all the knowledge together. So that's one of my projects I'm working on, to help my close ones, my friends and family. And I might even sell it as a course.
Oh, nice.
And if it makes money, great. If it doesn't, that's not the intention. But if it helps people, that would be fantastic, because it changed my life. So that is something that's on the pipeline at the moment.
I really appreciate that you say that, because in a sense the Black Sheep Society also started off of that kind of initial thought, which is really reflecting on my own struggle and reflecting on and how I was dealing with these type of basically struggles, and then wanting to share this with the world and to see if other people might go through this, maybe we
Yeah.
can help others. And you doing that and finding, let's say, documenting your journey and allowing this to potentially in the future to be shared with others, your loved ones, and maybe even others who are interested. I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
And speaking about projects, you do have 2 podcasts, and
Yes.
I did mention this earlier, and help us a little bit on that project. So what are you currently doing? Tell me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, I think your inspiration for the Black Sheep Society and my inspiration for the Bali podcast was very similar.
Yeah.
As throughout my journey of finding myself, I was connecting with a lot of people, that either live in Bali full time, temporarily, or they're just on vacation.
Yeah.
So throughout my journey, I was meeting and connecting, and on a very, very regular basis, I was having deep, meaningful conversations, which is far more beautiful than drinking and
I
partying
agree.
for no reason, right?
I agree. Yeah.
So having this deep, meaningful connections, I was doing that probably every day, and I would meet so many amazing people on a regular, almost daily. And I was constantly inspired. I was in awe by all the awesome people that you meet in Bali. And I was like, these conversations, the stories of these people, they need to be documented.
Yeah.
So that was my inspiration behind the Bali podcast.
Yeah.
So I started it with 2 of the most fascinating people I know. And the idea is that eventually we'll also have guest speakers to share their story, how they ended in Bali. And actually, it doesn't even have to be focused in Bali. I just want to showcase all the awesomeness of everyone you meet. So that's the English podcast, which is similar format, which is longer episodes. So then the Spanish podcast, it's myself and no one else. And it's short daily videos. So every video is between 2 and 3 minutes, with a few that are a bit longer. And I just cover one topic.
Yeah.
And I have one video of one topic that is thought-provoking, reflective, or just interesting. Some are funny, so I go for like different angles.
Yeah.
And I just like to share all my thoughts, my experiences, a little bit of storytelling. I share my stories depending on the topics.
Yeah.
And I'm just having fun with it.
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. And if you allow, obviously, I would be happy to share your podcast links as well in the description
Certainly.
of my podcast. So, happy to obviously promote. I mean, we are all sitting in the same boat, in the sense that we would like to help people, and that's why, we'd love to, get your details after the show for that.
Of course.
You cover one thing, and this is the next topic. And I do have to. We have a little bit of more time left. So the next topic, which is one of your topics in the Bali podcast, is the dating scene. So for the audience out there, help me describe your experience. I mean, you're a good-looking chap,
Thank
so help me describe the dating scene in Bali. What is it like? And are you in a relationship right now? Are you single? So give us a little bit of an insight. Yeah.
I am single.
Okay.
Dating in Bali is very interesting because when I was living in Mexico, I only met Mexican girls.
Right.
When I lived in the U.S., there's a little bit of diversity, but they make it so difficult to enter the U.S. that it's 99% Americans. Yeah. So, for the most part, most of my life, I had dated either Mexicans or Americans.
Right.
That's it. And then since I've moved to Bali, you meet people from all over, and you have all of these different cultures, ways of thinking, stories, and it's so drastic and so different that it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful combination. Yeah. So I love meeting people, not even in a dating lens, but I just love meeting people from all over the world. Yeah. And I find it fascinating. Yeah. I love hearing people's stories. And in terms of dating, I think it can be quite challenging
Yeah.
because Bali's very transient.
Yeah.
So, the magic is you meet so many people, but the con is that often they leave. So I unfortunately haven't had the opportunity to have a girlfriend
Yes.
while living in Bali.
Yeah.
I think that would be magical.
Yeah.
But I have had a few flings
Yeah.
with girls that don't live here, unfortunately. I don't know why.
Yeah.
It's always with the girls that don't live here.
Yeah.
And man, it's good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yeah.
So
No, thank you for sharing this. And, obviously, so I also was experiencing a bit of the dating life. And funny side note to this one is actually that I went on a date here with a girl I met on Bumble, and I met her and I went on a date, and the first friend or the first person I saw was you. We were walking along the beach, and I think you remember.
really,
Yes, and actually, yeah. So and now it turned out to be my girlfriend. So it's an insane
Love
story,
that.
insane story, and yeah, I would love to hear a bit about. Are you using dating apps here, or how does it usually work? The dating scene. Are you connecting through the dating apps, or rather physical? And also about that, I do know that you have a funny little side story about dating apps. So
Yes.
yeah, share with me how you're doing the dating, how dating works here in Bali, at least for you, I would say, right? And yeah, I would love to hear that little funny side story as well.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, I'm not dating that much.
Yeah.
I stay busy. I have so many projects and so many things that I would love to find a girl to
Yeah.
date and make her my priority,
Yeah.
but it just hasn't happened.
Yeah.
Sometimes I go on dates here and
Yeah.
there, but nothing too serious.
Through the apps, or is it rather?
No.
So is it just?
I don't use the apps.
Okay. Wow.
And
okay.
so maybe,
Yeah.
maybe that's why
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I'm not there's a lot of people
Yeah.
that complain about dating in Bali.
Yes.
And actually, I feel like this is universal. I think people complain about dating X wherever they live.
You are right. Yeah.
They
most
complain.
likely. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not one of them.
Yeah.
I don't have a girlfriend, and I have expressed, I wish I had a girlfriend. But if I really wanted a girlfriend, I would be on the freaking dating apps, and I would be going on dates, and I would
Yes.
make it a priority.
Yeah.
Clearly, for my actions,
Yeah.
because actions speak louder than words, having a girlfriend is not the top of my priority. My
Right.
projects, my passions,
Yeah.
my personal growth, that's where my actions indicate that that's my priority, right? So no one has a right to complain. If you want a boyfriend or a girlfriend, you can find it anywhere.
I actually agree with that, but it does make sense in a sense that, I mean, you sharing your story of, also maybe first fixing broken kike in a
For
sense
sure.
was a priority, and I do agree that this is also 100% the right choice, and maybe also very inspirational to others. Before you are looking for a partner, spend some time. If you are broken, spend time fixing yourself.
100%.
And don't expect your partner to fix you. That's,
100%.
right. So so for me, this is super, super important. And same like you, I did spend quite some time working on fixing myself before I get myself out in the market. Right. So I think you're on the right track. However, speaking of dating apps, you do have a little funny side note. So,
Yeah.
and I know you mentioned to me a little bit, but I would love to share with obviously the audience. Go ahead. So, what's going on with dating apps?
Yeah. So I'm not really on the dating apps.
Yeah.
But Whitney, who is the founder of Bumble,
Yes.
oh God, I forgot the year that she founded it in. But anyway, she used to live in my same building in Austin. So
Wow.
Whitney started Bumble where
Yeah.
I used to live. And I remember when Bumble was just starting,
Yeah.
I went to many of the first Bumble parties, and so it's quite interesting. Nowadays, Whitney is the youngest self-made female billionaire in the world, or she
Wow.
was
Yeah,
a few years ago.
Yeah.
And it's impressive. She was my neighbor for a
And it
little
all
bit.
started off in the same building that you
And
stayed
started,
in.
so it was really funny because she started it with like couple of girls, and she rented an apartment in the building, and her coworkers would come and they would like work on Bumble, and then it started growing. Started growing and growing, and then she hired people, and she didn't have an office, so she would bring the Bumble employees to the building, and she got like a bigger apartment, and she turned it into offices, but it's residential.
Yes.
And eventually Bumble got so big, and there were so many people coming in and out, and it was disturbing to because it's a closed hallway,
Right.
and people complained, and eventually the building told Whitney, like, Whitney, this is a residential apartment. This is not an office. You gotta get out.
Office.
So they kicked out Bumble.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? Now Whitney can buy the entire thing.
Yes.
Yeah. But it was really funny.
Wow.
And I'll tell you another funny story.
Yeah.
My business partner, the one I started my business with, it was two. He used to work his main business, and his business at the time, he was a personal trainer in that building. And he's an incredible guy.
Yeah.
Very good looking, tall, in great shape. He's a magnet. People meet him and they want to be friends with him, right? Awesome guy.
Yeah.
So when they were like, okay, the guys need to verify themselves, and she didn't have any male employees or none. Well, I don't know because I wasn't there, but they didn't have anyone to take the selfies to verify. You remember, if any guy is watching this, when you first downloaded Bumble, you need to like take a photo doing this or something.
Yeah.
So they went out. They're like, oh, what about the cute guy at the personal trainer? And they're like, yeah. So they went up to the gym, asked my old business partner. I don't know if I should say his name. I don't know if he would be comfortable.
Yeah.
And he essentially was the Bumble guy.
He was the Bumble guy.
He was the person. If you ever downloaded Bumble, or many years ago,
he was the one that picture.
You had to verify it to my old business partner and one of my best friends.
Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Since we still have a bit of time, is fitness and your lifestyle. So, I mean, you look like an incredibly fit man, and
thank you.
Obviously, like you mentioned before, you did spend a lot of work, and so you did actually come a long way for this.
Mm-hmm.
So, walk us a little bit through what are your fitness routines, and what does fitness and, let's say, mental health, etc., mean to you?
Yeah, great question. And that, obviously, that's one of the things that first attracted me the most about Bali, the wellness and well-being.
Yeah.
That's what made me choose Bali. And so I moved here with the intention to recover my physical health. I wasn't fat, I feel like people might go like too far off, but I don't think I was healthy.
Right.
And now, my physical health, as part of my journey of loving myself and becoming the best version of myself, is my body is my temple. And my body allows me to move to places to get to where I want to be. And I want to take the best care of my body as possible. And that doesn't always mean big muscles.
Yeah.
I think a very interesting topic is people take steroids.
Yes.
And you look at them and they look great. You're like, oh, that guy's fit. Well, that guy's not healthy.
Correct.
Or girl. So, and I do think that having too much muscles can also be unhealthy. So for me, my body's my temple. Doesn't mean I just want to look hot. That means I want to have the best mobility possible. I want to feel good. I want to, do all of these things. So not only working out, but doing yoga, doing mobility classes. I do back bends, front splits, and all of these different movements that allow your body to be at its peak. Yeah. So that to me is what physical health means, not just looking good.
Yeah. I really like that. And funny side note of that is also some of my really good friends who know me from, let's say, 10, 15 years ago, they say that I look actually much younger than I was when I was with them 10, 15 years ago. And it's a sad reality that at that time I was living so unhealthy. I was working super hard, and like we said, we were trying to fit into societal norms and expectations. So I was killing myself. I was really killing
Yes.
myself, but also I totally forgot to watch out over myself. So I was literally punishing my body just for the sake of all these societal, let's say, what society claims as important, which is money, whatever you possess, possessions, cars, whatever, right? So yeah, I really resonate with that, and
Yeah.
I really like that you chose this journey. I'm trying to just be I'm nowhere as far as you are with that, I would say, but I'm really also focusing on. I do try to focus on fitness, on nutrition, not drinking too much. We still do like a party every now and then, but just making sure that everything is in moderation, right? So,
For sure.
yeah, really, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Last topic. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, and the Dalai Lama said it beautifully,
Yeah.
and I might butcher the quote,
Yeah.
but it says, "I don't understand the Western cultures. They sacrifice their health to attain money, and then
Yeah.
when they get older, they sacrifice their money to recover their health."
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like it's when you put it that way, it sounds so stupid. Why do you
Yes.
sacrifice your health just to get money, just to, in the end, spend all your money to get your
Again
health
on your
back?
health.
Like that's
Yeah.
backwards.
I couldn't agree more. And that's actually one thing where when my health started deteriorating, mental health as well and stuff like that, I was really like, wow, yeah, what are you doing to yourself, right?
Yeah.
And all this money doesn't really mean anything to you
Exactly.
if you're in a very bad shape, no matter if from the physically or mentally, right? So, yeah, totally resonate. Last topic for today,
Yeah.
and really appreciate you sharing all of this openly so far. Is
I appreciate you.
do you have a North Star? So if you could say that, okay, this is one thing that is kind of my calling in this life, and that's what I'm chasing after. Do you have something like that, which I define as the North Star?
Yeah. That's a great question. I often tell people when I speak with them, whether from Mexico or from Austin, is I'm living my dream life. Like I
Yeah.
have created my dream life.
Yeah.
And it is so weird to say, and it's weird for people to hear that because their dream life is never attainable. It's always
Right.
like you buy this car, because for many people it's possessions, which I entirely disagree with, but just
Yes.
for the sake of the example. Now you need a better car, or you
Yeah.
hit this goal, or this job, or this house, or whatever it is, and they just constantly keep moving it. So people never get to their goals, therefore they never get to their happiness, and like that formula is backwards.
Yeah.
So I am living my dream life, and my North Star, where the direction I want to continue on, is exactly the direction I am right now, searching for happiness. That means doing things that make me happy on a
Yeah.
daily, have complete freedom of
Yes.
my day, what I want to do, how I want to live, and having peace. So that is what I want in life. And as long as I have those three things, I will always be happy. And for me personally, with my goals, my lifestyle, and the choices I've made, and the what I identify with, Bali is the right place for me.
Yeah.
So I know I'm in the right place, I'm in the right track, and I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life.
Wow. Kike, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing all of this. Thank you so much for your time. A quick wrap up from my side for the audience. So you started off in Mexico, went to the States, felt like you didn't belong, turned out into not feeling like you're belonging to either culture, got kind of brainwashed drinking the Kool-Aid of capitalism and working hard and possessions, etc., realizing that's not the right thing, moving to Bali, broken, fixed yourself with the right ingredients, essentially, that you are actually planning on possibly sharing down the line. And here you are now, the best version of yourself and the happiest state of yourself. So thank you so much. Thank you for your honesty. Thank you for sharing this. I hope this is inspiring to you guys. And yes, you all stay black sheep out there.
Dude, thank you for having me. I love what you're doing. I love the concept, and this is outstanding. And I really think you're going to help a lot of people. And I'm all in. I'm your number one fan. I'll support you in whatever you need.
Thank you.